Okay, what I'm going to show you how to do today is to create a Kahoot and sort of give you an overview of the gaming technology Kahoot.com. Okay, so first thing you want to do is Google Get Kahoot. If you Google Kahoot on its own, you'll get a company, I think, that makes knitting materials. All right, so then you click on the first one, Making Learning Awesome, Kahoot. And the first thing I want to show you can do is you look at the menu up here to the drop down. There's two areas that can show you how it works and ways to play. If you've never been on, it's really worth your while to check this out. We're going to scroll down here. Okay, it tells you the steps for how to Kahoot. It's very simple. Step number 1, you create. Step number 2, you play. Step 3, you can share with others, and so on and so forth. The next tab, Ways to Play, just goes over a plethora of ways that you can use Kahoot in your classroom, in your business, in your professional development, and you could read through all of those different topics. Okay, well, if you're interested in a Kahoot account, then you want to sign up for free. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And it's loading. Okay. You can see my account here, and then across the top you'll see the tabs here. The most frequently used tabs are to create a new Kahoot, My Kahoots, where I save all the Kahoots that I create, and then Public Kahoots, where you have access to literally millions of Kahoots that teachers have already created. Alright, so I'm going to click on My Kahoots and show you some of the Kahoots that I've created over the years that I've been using this. You can just see down through here, some of them are based on learning targets, some of them are just for fun, like this Getting to Know Your Classmates 2016. I used it a lot for vocabulary review, teaching certain content and reading, context clue practice, so you can see all of that down here. I will tell you some of the Kahoots, like the PSSA review and the figurative language review, you can see that I duplicated them from the public Kahoots and then used them or edited them to work for my classroom so that I didn't have to start over from scratch. So there's all the Kahoots that I've created. All right, let me just show you a little bit about how it would work to go in and play with your class. A Kahoot that's already been created. So let's go down here to the figurative language review. I'm going to click on the play button. And actually, that is not what I wanted to do. I want to go back out here and show you first. If you click on the Kahoot itself, okay, it underlines it. Okay, and then you can actually go down through and you can preview the questions. You can see some Kahoots you can even put pictures in as hints. Okay, each question is given a time limit and then a number of choices. All right, so you can see all of that here. You can preview the questions in case you want to go back and edit. Okay, and you can also preview the Kahoot to see how it would look to your students. So I'm going to click on the preview. Now it's showing you what the teacher interface would look like over here on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, this is what the student interface would look like once they would go to Kahoot.it. And now this is loaded. I'm going to click on the classic mode. And again, this would be the teacher interface. This is what you would see on the big screen. A game pin will come up. The student's interface, which looks like this here on the right, they would enter their game pin. Enter. It's going to ask them to enter their name, which I always tell my students I prefer that they do not use nicknames. Then I can track data that way, and then go. Okay. Once all the students have entered the Kahoot, and you'll be able to see up here if the number of players should equal the number of students in your class. All right. Now this is interesting because I don't have my volume turned on, but you can see in the background there is a video playing. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. This video could play the entire time that the students are logging on. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on just so you can get a feel for it. That's what I'm trying to define by providing this example, but I cannot deny that assonance can be a handful. Sometimes what you mean is not exactly what you say. So this will play in the background while all the students are logging on because it fits in with the theme of figurative language. All right, the teacher will click on Start. Okay, and again, left-hand side here is what's projected on the screen. The right-hand side is what the students see. So they read this question, And then they're only given, you can see the options on their screen. The question's still here. What type of figurative language repeats vowel sounds of words closely grouped together? And you can't click on over here because, again, this is the teacher interface. The students have to match up the correct answer over here on their interface. Okay. And then it tells them right away if they're correct or not. And this is what the teachers see, and the students can see this on the big screen right away. You can get direct, immediate feedback for how well your class is doing on each question under the topic of your Kahoot. So that's just how Kahoot generally works. I'm going to end the quiz here. I don't think we need to go on. Okay, the students can give you feedback if you want them to on their learning, whether they would recommend it, on their feeling. Okay, you do the final results. You could see all the results here if you had, multiple students, and then you can actually save your results. You can download the results. They can either download to Google Drive or to an Excel document. You can see, you can do some data analysis for the number of incorrect answers on certain questions to see what you might need to reteach again. So lots of great functions for the Kahoot interface. Now, just quickly, I'm going to go back and show you how easy it is to make a Kahoot. You would go across your tabs here at the top again, click on New Kahoot, and probably the most used feature, and the one I'm going to show you, is the quiz feature. So to create a quiz, I want to exit this. I want to show you from the beginning. So you go to create a quiz. I want to delete it. Sorry about that. Type in the title. Let's say your title is Making Connections. It just happens to be what we're working on and reading. You want to give it a description, which is required. 3 different. You need to put who it's visible to, if you want everyone to be able to see it or just you, the language that it's in, and then the audience is required. They want to know, again, if it's a Kahoot for a school or for a business or just for fun. Any sources or resources you want to give credit to. And then here's where you could put that intro video if there's something that went along with your topic that you could play in the background while they're all logging on. Okay, and you can also give it a picture if you want. You can drop that right in there. So when that's all set, you would go to OK, go. And right here's all you do. Add a question. Okay, you type in your question right up here. You give it a number of seconds that you want the students to have, whether or not you want points to be awarded. You type in your answer choices, and you have to click on the one that's the right answer. You can drop in your pictures. To go on to the next, you just click Next. And it's as easy as that. When you're all finished, it'll save it for you. You can preview it ahead of time to make sure that it looks the way that you want it to look by using that preview mode that I previously showed you. So it is as easy as that. It's a great, fun, interactive way to review with the students. They seem to love it. I wanted to point out that you can do the basic, which is one player, everyone has their own device, or you can put the kids in teams. This sometimes works well too. So there's your brief overview of the technology program, gaming program called Kahoot. Hope you enjoyed it.